to sink in the deluge that we're witnessing for the last 24 to 48 hours. Multiple areas of national capital, as you can see in these buildings, are submerged into knee-deep waters, and that's because the water level in Yamuna has gone well past the danger mark. The opening of the Hatnikund Reservoir has led to the situation right now. Delhi has not seen any rain in the last 2 to 3 days. And despite that, the level of water in Yamuna has only risen well past the danger mark. The low-lying areas and people living in the low-lying areas have been rescued by the authorities. They have been shifted to makeshift arrangements, camps and tents, where certain basic facilities are provided to them. But the submerging of Delhi, the manner in which the water has entered different areas, different pieces of infrastructure, has not only led to traffic snarls, disruption in public transport, but a severe drinking water problem, which is prevalent in different parts of Delhi. The Chief Minister spoke about it yesterday, is a possible scenario that we're looking at. Cutting across to my colleague Nikhil, who's with us on the broadcast. Nikhil, tell us more about what's happening.
Well, the situation is all set to become even worse because the rainfall has started, at least in the North Delhi area. We are currently at the civil lines where you can see that this is the place where the roads are completely filled with water. And if we give you the further detail, Arusha, the residence of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is hardly 250 meters away from this particular place. And it is also not even safe to cross this particular location, be it from the vehicle or, through by walk as well. So this is the place, and this is also one such posh area where not just the private persons reside, but also the senior officials of the Delhi government. They also live at this particular area. And yesterday we had seen the visuals from this particular place. As of now, you can see that this is the bus, this is the truck which has been submerged in water. As of now, if we talk about the water level, it has continuously been increasing. Yesterday we were reporting from the same place where at least this side of the road was left from the water to come. But now we are seeing that gradually this place has also been covered, and we have been given to understand that after a particular mark, the Delhi police have also deployed their barricading that nobody is allowed to move beyond a particular point. And such is the situation from different part of the city. But if we talk about the water level as far as the river Yamuna is concerned, the fresh details have suggesting us that at
my colleague Nikhil is getting us all the details. There was a brief disruption in the audio of Nikhil. Let me check if he's back with us on the broadcast. Nikhil, we lost your audio there, but clearly there's a truck behind you which is partly submerged in water. It's knee-deep waters there in the civil lines areas. It's only going to get worse because I believe it has started raining, as you said.
Well, it has started raining, and we do not have our umbrella at this particular time. It is parked at the vehicle. But you can see that this is the truck which is now being shown in the visuals, where you can see that at least the tire part is completely submerged in water, and both the side of the carriageway, they are completely filled with water. And why this location becomes even important, because this is one of the prominent location where many of the important persons reside, be it from the Delhi government or from the other side as well. Many of the civil servants, officials who are part of the Delhi government, they have their residence at this particular place. But you can see now, this is the picture which is coming in from this particular area. It has also started raining. And also to talk about the further details which has been shared to us by the IMD department, we have been given to understand that the 4 to 5 days are very much crucial, and it is something when the rainfall will further increase, not just in Himachal, but also it is going to increase in the state of Uttarakhand as well, from where the water is coming, because the origin of river Yamuna is in the state of Uttarakhand. So all this water is coming from that particular place. But if we talk about the efforts, what we do know is that yesterday Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also spoken to LG of Delhi, and including that of Home Minister Amit Shah as well. But you can see that these are the people who are taking the risk, because there could be pothole as well. There could be anything. So they are taking their life at the risk, and they are crossing this particular lane. And this is despite all the warnings which has been issued by the city administration. So this is something which is the picture of the national capital, where you can see that the situation is gradually becoming even worse. Back to you.
The situation is gradually becoming worse as we talk through the different areas of Delhi. We get you those visuals coming in from civil lines. Let's have a look at these visuals. Can you really believe this is one of the most high-profile areas in the national capital? Anshul is also standing by with us on the broadcast. And if I can read the barricade behind him, he's near Daryaganj, Old Delhi. Is that where you are, Anshul? What is the situation in Old Delhi?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to give some good news over here that the water level is started to deteriorate. It has started to deteriorate now, and the water level has definitely deteriorated since the time we came out here and started reporting. But yes, if you could see the situation that has happened over here, right at Rajghat, where the who's and who of politics come here, sit on a dhanda right here, and this is the kind of situation that has developed over here. And until now, no public representative have come out here and to see the actual situation, what has happened on the ground. There are a few police officials who are deployed over here just to make sure that the people who are enjoying this water park out here at Rajghat, they do not get drowned, and that is the reason why a few police officials and a few members of the DDMA have been deployed over here just to make sure that the safety and security of the people who are deployed over here is maintained. But if you see this entire area, this road that you are seeing on your screens right now leads straight towards ITO on one side, whereas the other side goes straight to the back side of the Red Fort. So from there, the water is continuously flowing towards here. But yes, the water level has deteriorated significantly, and it is expected that in the next few hours, if at all it does not rain and the IMD predictions stand incorrect, then we can expect the water level to deteriorate over here, and situation could get somewhere close to normal by tomorrow. But yes, at this point in time, the situation is such that people are standing over here. They are enjoying this entire tourist spot has definitely become a picnic spot for the people, even in these floods that have gathered over here. But yes, the biggest concern at this point in time still remains that once the water level deteriorates in the Yamuna River, how quickly can the water that has accumulated on the streets of Delhi, that can be cleaned, because this water can be a breeding ground of many diseases, many vector-borne diseases, which could eventually create more havoc out here in the national capital. So that is the biggest concern at this point in time, that once the water recedes, how quickly can the drains be cleaned so that this water that has spilled out on the roads of the national capital, this water could get back into the drains so that diseases could not spread out here in the national capital.
Cutting across to my colleague Yash as well, who is joining us on the broadcast. He's also tracking what's happening in the national capital. My colleagues reporting from different parts of the city right now. I believe that's the breaking news also that we are getting for you, that two more moving from Meerut to Delhi. So clearly emergency help services have been requisitioned by the Chief Minister and the Lieutenant Governor here in the national capital. Yash, where are you right now? Knee-deep water. The situation is not getting any better. I believe our colleague Nikhil was telling us some time ago that it has started raining in certain areas. And where you are, it seems like it's much more than knee-deep water. Where exactly are you?
Well, Anusha, right now I am at the Ring Road and just right behind the Red Fort area. And in fact, since morning, we brought many reports from this space. And in fact, now the water is somewhat stagnant over here. The water is not increasing, though it's not also receding yet. So the situation remains altogether similar as to what we witnessed late last evening. Yes, the water levels of Yamuna are on a decline mode, but still, this is what this area looks like right now, because yesterday we saw how water entered from river Yamuna to this very space. Now this is not moving water. This is all standing water. And in fact, that becomes more dangerous because this is a breeding ground for a lot of diseases. And in fact, this is not just the fresh water. This is all sewage water. And in fact, I'll also show you some pictures from here that how the NDRF teams have reached this very spot, because as per the official, they have someone stranded there on that very side. Now these teams are actually preparing to take stock of the situation and to actually evacuate who are being stranded. And in fact, early morning also when we reached here, personnel from the fire services had maintained that couple of Kawad Yatris were actually stranded at that point. Then a call was made to the NDRF officials because Delhi fire services were unable to reach that spot. But now these teams, NDRF teams, have reached here, and in fact now these teams are actually actually preparing for to go actually inside these waters. In fact, where I'm standing, it's just like knee-deep water. This is couple of feet, but I can tell you that water at that very spot where that tree is or near that area is approximately 5.5 feet. And in fact, like you rightly mentioned, as Nikhil was also mentioning, that it is drizzling in the national capital.